pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and today we're talking about gyros. Some of our favorite gyros, we've been selling them for a good number of years, are the HobbyEagle lineup of gyros. These three in front of me are all for fixed-wing aircraft, and they all serve different purposes for different levels and skills of pilots. You have our cheapest option, which is the A3L, a favorite of numerous pilots, and then as the price goes up, you go to the A3 Pro, and then you go through the highest price, which is the A3SUPER3, but again, you're getting more functionality. So the purpose of this video today is just going to be a comparison. Maybe you've never even been to the gyro page. What's the point of a gyro? A gyro is going to give you more stability. It's almost like an insurance policy when you're in the sky. For a long time, a lot of people thought gyros were a crutch, and there's still people out there who refuse to use them, but they're not flying the aircraft for you. You still need to make your inputs, but they will stabilize your aircraft. They're great for a beginner, and they're also great for somebody, maybe you want to fly on a windy day. These things are really going to lock in your aircraft in flight, and they can do so much more, and that's why there are three different options of them. So again, this video is just going to be a comparison. We're just going to show you the differences briefly between the A3L, the A3 Pro, or the Super 3, and you'll be able to check those web pages out. The links will be in the description of this video. And we also have full setup videos, one for each of these gyros. So one for the A3L, one for the A3 Pro, and one for the A3SUPER3. Again, those links are also in the description. Those videos are available now. But again, this one is just a comparison of three gyros. So let's get started with the A3L. All right, the Eagle A3-L V2 is probably our most popular of the HobbyEagle gyros, being that it is the lowest price and it has the most basic functions. As you'll see in the individual setup video, it is probably the quickest one to set up. Again, it only has three major functions, and those are the ability to turn the gyro off, to have the gyro on in normal stabilization mode, and you have a 3D mode. So just one other function for you 3D pilots. It's like a heading mode. They call it AVCS mode, and that will again just lock in if you want to practice knife edges. Once you get into the position, you flip the switch and it's going to hold that position for you until you tell it to do something else. So for the most part, for our customer, EDF jet pilots, warbird guys, or even just basic civilian aircraft, you're just going to want the ability to turn the gyro on and off. And the beauty with the A3L2, you can put all three of these functions on a 3-position switch, or as you'll see in the video, I just set it up on a 2-position switch where I can have the gyro on or the gyro off. And then it has 2 potentiometers on the front of it, as you can see. So you have 2 pots. The one pot will control the gain for the regular mode, and the other pot, the gain 2, will control the gain for the 3D mode. Other than that though, you are setting up this gyro exclusively with a light pattern on the front of the gyro. So when you plug it in, you enter your function menus with a series of flashing lights, and you're using the button on the gyro itself to get everything set up. And as you watch in the video again, you can do it very quickly. You have the ability to turn the gyro on and off, and it works really well. But now let's move on to the A3 Pro. So now the A3 Pro is just a step up from the A3L, but it does offer a lot more functionality than the A3L does. Instead of just 3 functions, the main difference are you get 6 functions out of the A3 Pro. So they've added an auto level feature. They've added a trainer mode, which if you guys ever flew an AS3X gyro from Spectrum with the safe technology, that's inherently what the trainer mode is. It limits your bank angles and things like that. Then you also get an auto hover mode. So you 3D guys, if you want to work on your hovering just in front of you, you can flip this gyro into a hover mode, and it will just hold your 3D plane steady in that position. Now you'll notice also with those 6 functions that you're able to set up any 3 of those functions on a 3-position switch. And then if you look at the front of the gyro itself, also you're going to see not just 2, you're going to see 3 potentiometers or 3 pots on the front. So now instead of changing the overall gain the way the A3L did, you're able to change the gain specifically for each control surface. So you have an aileron pot, an elevator pot, and a rudder pot. And also one of the other differences too is they're using variometers and accelerometers in the A3 Pro. So it's a 6-axis gyro, whereas the A3L is just a 3-axis gyro. But again, like the A3L, this one is tedious to set up because it is that light pattern. And the A3 Pro has 3 different function menus as far as setting up your aircraft. So you do get a function menu. You can actually trim your aircraft through the A3 Pro. You can't do that on the A3L. You can set your travel limits on your servos. You could do a whole lot more. So if you're interested in that one, definitely check out the full setup video and you'll get more explanation. Now let's talk about the A3 Super 3. So now the A3 Super 3 is the most advanced version of the HobbyEagle fixed wing gyros. It offers all the functionality that the A3 Pro does, but it wraps it up, I think, in a cleaner package because you're able to change everything with a software on either your computer or a programming card, which you can either buy separately, or we do have an option that you can buy it together with the gyro. So the programming card makes it so much easier, and even the software, than trying to deal with the flashing lights of the A3 and the A3L. You can see clearly what you need to do, what buttons you have to press, and it writes it to the Super 3 right away, with almost immediately once you use it. So as you see the front of the Super 3, you don't have any buttons, you don't have any LEDs, you don't have any potentiometers or pots. All you're doing is plugging in everything, as we'll show you in our setup video, and then you're going into this really nice software. It's pretty basic and straightforward. You shouldn't really be able to get lost in it, but if you want more help on what to do with the A3 Super 3, then definitely watch our setup video available now. And one more thing the A3 Super 3 has that the A3 Pro doesn't is you're able to do a 6-position mode switch. So it offers the same 6 functions, and you could have them all going at the exact same time if you do a proper mix on your transmitter, and we have the directions of how to do that with a Spectrum, a Futaba, or a JR radio. So if you want the ability to do gyro on, to do auto level, to do trainer, to do auto hover, and to do 3D mode, and have the ability to turn it all off at the same time while you're in the sky, you can do that with the A3 Super 3. You cannot do that with either the A3 Pro or the A3L. And I think the last big feature that the A3 Super 3 has over the A3 Pro and the A3L is that it's upgradable. So every once in a while they offer updates, so they go in there and they either, and they make changes. So as the technology changes, because it moves fast in RC, the A3 Super 3 will be able to move with it. But overall, I find it to be the easiest one to set up, just because, again, you're able to use a nice, clean software or the programming card. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick comparison video of the 3 options from HobbyEagle as far as gyros go in fixed-wing aircraft. Whether you're using the A3L, the A3 Pro, or the A3 Super 3, you should be able to find an option that's going to match your needs as a pilot. Head over to motionrc.com. Obviously, all these options are listed on the product pages. All the links are in the description now. They're all available on motionrc.com and motionrc.eu, and we'll see you next time.